legs too. Have a look at you.
He's got the same voice as Darren Lockyer. Say something into the hair, Dazzler.
Yeah, how you going there, guys?
Where's the ball? Give him the ball.
No, Lockyer hasn't got the ball yet. Where's the other 4 players? We need Matt Scott.
Come on, hurry up. A quick game's a good game.
Cameron Smith, Jonathan Thurston and Billy Slater. So Matt Scott will play the ball here. Remember, there's only a few minutes to go in the State of Origin here, and Queensland are down by 2 points. So big Matty Scott. Look at Matty Scott, big fella, going well. Who we got? Cameron Smith. Where's your other players, mate? You need...
Come on, all you other Moon, boys, get out of here. Come on, hurry up. All here, everyone here. Come on, we need these rugby league blokes, they need a few more. Come on, all you Moon, boys. Get out here and help Billy. He doesn't know what's going on. Make up the team. Anyway, I think there's enough of you blokes to have an AFL side. There's 20 of you here today. There's none of this Rugby League 13 stuff. And when you get put off in Rugby League, they don't let you go back on. Rugby League.
What are you doing, Watto?
They're the supporters.
You've got about 70,000 players out here.
Bring Rugby League.
4.
Rugby League. Bring your daughters, 4 supporters.
Have you lined up who is Jonathan Thurston, who Billy Slater is? The rest are insignificant at the moment. Thurston to Lockyer, then back inside to Slater. So they haven't rehearsed this play, so guys, don't you dare drop the ball. Okay, so you're the crowd, so what's the crowd going to do?
Cheering, come on.
Come on, okay, play the ball, Matty Scott.
Lockyer.
Smith, Thurston to Lockyer. Lockyer inside to Slater, he's over! Woo! Celebrate. We've got to do an action replay for the camera. He missed it. He's kidding. Okay, crowd, get into it this time, eh? And you guys, let's celebrate. There we go. Let's go. Out to Lockyer, inside of Slater. Over! Give him a clap. They did all right.
Champion.
Well done, boys.
Champion. Well done, Lockie. What's your final word?
Oh, well, we were just too good for a mate on the inside.
There we go. But, you know, Watto, that game actually personifies life to me, because 80 minutes of footy, you compare 80 minutes of footy to 80 years of life, which is about what most of us get on this earth. It's the same. You'll have your really good times, and you'll have your crap, can you say that word here? Crap time. So you'll have your bad times. So, and in my life, when I've had the bad times, I've actually looked up to the coach or the captain. So who's that? That's God in my life. But in the footy, they looked up to Darren Lockyer, Wayne Bennett, whatever, mate. But Darren Lockyer, on that particular occasion, he actually switched the series, really. Because if Queensland lost that one, we could have lost that series. There's no doubt about that. So it's a bit like life. When things aren't going that well, who can we turn to? We can actually turn to our leader. And our leader won't let us down. Now, Darren Lockyer's human, so there's times he could let you down, but most of the time he doesn't let you down. But God won't let you down. And so just like our game of footy, you compare that to life, very, very similar, Watto.
Billy, have you always got a lovely smile on your face, and you're a happy-go-lucky bloke, and you drive a Mercedes-Benz top of the range, and you poor fella.
It's about time you talked me up too, you mongrel. You don't do it very much.
Anything ever gone wrong for you, Mr. Got It All Together?
Mate, my life's been perfect. I was a police officer 21 years. I worked most of that, about 18 years of that at the police academy as a PE teacher. Shut up. I own my own first aid training business, all my family work in it. I've been the chaplain at the Broncos for 14 years. I run a sports church. How can life get any better, mate?
How come I was the sucker got caught with spending $150 on those smelly togs, and you own all that, and you didn't flame and bid 200? Give me 200 and you can have the togs.
Mate, I do my bit. Don't worry about it. I don't even know about it. You've got to speak to me, mate.
So you have had a little bump in the road?
What are you trying to say?
Well, you're
trying to say there's dramas in my life?
You like the rest of people. There's battles for everyone. They've just got different times and different names. What was your battle? And
okay, I told a lie. I've told a big lie. Life's been great, and I'm very grateful for that, and God's really blessed me, but I've got 2 lovely daughters and a son. My 2 daughters, well, my eldest daughter got married last year. I had the privilege of doing her wedding. My second daughter got married about 5 years ago. She had 2 little daughters since, and that made me a granddad. And I've got my son. And my son, who's nearly 21, at 15, he got in the wrong crowd. And he got into drug addiction, alcohol, sex, brushes with the law, and for 5 years it's been hell.
Your pride and your ego and all the stuff just pulls straight out from under you.
Definitely.
The shattered man, smiling on the outside, saying g'day to everybody, but inside your heart's ripping out.
Mate, there was days when I hurt so much it wasn't funny. Like, you can't explain that. Like, you get a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning from a policeman that you know saying, Billy, I got your son up here at the station, what do you want me to do? And you just shake your head and you just say, well, what am I going to do? You know, there's been times like that. There's been times when he's smashed cars. There's times you go to court and you're trying to back him up in court, and it's tough. But I tell you what, I probably wouldn't swap it, because everything happens for a reason, and I know God had a plan, and it taught my wife and I that many things about life. It's not funny. It taught me about perseverance, hanging in there no matter what, don't give up. It taught me about patience, and I wasn't real good with the patience game. I thought I was, but I learned a lot about that in the last few years. And it taught me a lot about another P, prayer. And it didn't matter how many times I prayed the prayer, I deep down I knew something would happen eventually, that God would answer it. And about 8 months ago, Jared, our son, decided to give up drugs. And he's had his hurdles since then, but he gave up cigarette smoking about 2 or 3 months ago. And it's funny how he gave up drugs, and we thought, oh, here we're pretty well sweet here. We're home and hosed. And within 2 weeks, he got arrested for disobey a lawful direction by a copper and something else. And then about another 2 or 3 weeks after that, he got a drug raid at his home. There was a warrant for to search his home for drugs. And hallelujah, he had no drugs, but he's had some issues. So with the last 2 court cases we had, the first one we pleaded not guilty, and it went to mediation. So nothing happened. It was no conviction, no nothing. And this is all about prayer and once again hanging in there with him. And the second one went to court, and he got a slap on the wrist, no conviction, and go to a bit of a drug diversion program for a couple of hours. And he's working this year, since he got off drugs, he's been working in my business full time. And it's probably the first time in my life I can actually say I'm proud of my son. But I tell you what, it's been a journey. He's still on a journey, and he nearly came here today, actually, but he was a bit scared about getting interviewed by you, so it turned him off a bit, which is pretty understandable.
Typical marshmallow rugby league player.
But as I said, it's just been incredible how I've learnt so much about continuing to be a role model, be positive no matter what, and be positive to him. And look, I'll give you the best example I can give to you of how God changed me in a big way. It was probably 18 months ago. Jared came into our house and he said, Dad, can you come outside? And I went, oh, here we go. What's going on? You know how you know there's something going down. And I went outside, and what he's done, he's slid his Holden Commodore Ute down the driveway into the front driver's side of my daughter's brand new Ford Mondeo. Yeah, that's it. I looked at him and I said, are you okay? And he went, yep. And I said, well, that's good. I put my arm around him and I said, what we'll do, we'll just get the cars fixed. And he looked at me and went, oh, okay. My wife came out, she looked around and said, did anyone get hurt? And we said, no. And she said, okay, we'll get the cars fixed. Oh, okay, no worries. And then my daughter came out, Jared! She wanted to kill him. But, you know, if that happened 2 or 3 years previous to that, I would have strangled him. I would have wanted to knock his head off. But that was part of what God was teaching me. No, that's not going to work. Screaming and yelling is not going to work. So you've got to take a different tack.
How many of us are guilty of trying to play God to our kids and not going to God first. And all God asks us to do is love them. And love's got a lot of tags for men. Billy, that's fantastic, mate. I think we'll call it quits there. And I love your guts. I've been to the Sportsman's Church once. If you go, you will be exposed. You will be exposed. You will not get out there without getting up and saying something.
Didn't you get yellow carded the night you were there?
Yellow card. Yellow card. Fancy sending a player off and not letting him go back on, and then one side's one less. What sort of a game's that? It's nearly as bad as Union.
You deserved it, mate. You deserved it.
But truly, fellas, I think the lesson to be learnt there from us all, this mighty rule book of life, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to make it work. But you've got to spend time talking to the playmaker who's got a plan for us. And every living man and person and woman, he's got a plan for us. He's got to seek him, ask him, plead with him, cry out to him, and don't lock yourself in the room and don't come out until he shows you a way. And then there's another good one. His ways and thoughts are better than Billy's and Watto's and everyone else here who's thought we know everything about everything. If you're not real sure, do your best and let him do the rest of it. And then if you're still not sure, put the Billy on, sit down, have a cup of tea with him, and don't move until you see a flicking amber light or a green light. If you're still seeing a red light, don't do it. Thanks, Billy. God bless you, man.
No worries, Watto. Thanks, guys.
Billy, here, use the microphone.
With the exception of tomorrow night, every other Sunday night, 5:30, I think most of us know the little Anglican church right next to Suncorp Stadium. It's at the southern end of the stadium. It's called Chippendale Street, Milton. So it actually, I think it runs sort of the same perpendicular with Milton Road. So it's pretty easy to find. 5:30, get there for the whistle for kickoff. Otherwise, you get yellow carded if you're late. So see you there one Sunday night. Thanks.